Welcome back. It's O2 Does the Most, Do the Most Gaming podcast. We're back with another episode. I got my wife with me again. We're still limited to one headset mic. I have to buy a box to be able to connect two microphones to be able to talk. Otherwise, we'll have to be back and forth switching the headset or doing camera cuts. And I just don't feel like that's good for a podcast. Meaning camera cuts, I'd have to literally chop a video, then record again, chop that video, record again. And we're not going to do that. So if she does have something to say, I'll lean in, gotta spit into the mic. But thank you for joining us on episode 9 of Do the Most Gaming podcast, where we talk about all things games. Today's kind of a grab bag question edition versus directed on a specific topic. Thank you for joining. If you're new here, please smash that subscribe button. We are running up the subscriber count. At 500 subscribers, I am doing a huge V-Bucks giveaway to my subscribers only. You have to be subscribed. You can't be one of them people that just drops in the comments and drops your gamer tag. But the thing I will say real quick about my shorts is you have to watch the short. Like, listen to what I say. There's been a couple of people that do not listen, and you're not put into the drawing because you don't listen. And mainly my shorts for giveaways, I'm just going to start off with this, guys, because a podcast is ultimately just talking, right? It's ultimately just talking before we get into the main segment of the game. So when I do a giveaway short, I'm going to ask two things of my viewers. One is that you go ahead and subscribe if you're not already. If you are, step one's already achieved. Then, especially when it comes to my Fortnite V-Bucks card giveaways and my Battle Pass giveaways. Secondly, if you're already subscribed, cool. You're already halfway through to being put into the drawing. Second, I'm going to ask you to leave a comment of your gamer tag. That way, I can get on Fortnite and add you as a friend, because it takes 48 hours to be able to gift a new friend anything. So it takes 2 whole days. And I'm a very impatient person. I'm not going to lie, I'm impatient. And I do love to give, but I want people to be prompt with reacting back and listening to my shorts. And that's what's going to be every giveaway is make sure that you're subscribed. If you're not subscribed, you will not be put in the drawing, even if you put your gamer tag 10 times. It's not going to increase your odds. If you're subscribed, that's how you're going to be entered. And commenting your gamer tag so that your gamer tag, meaning what your name is on Fortnite, so that I can be able to add you to the drawing. Congrats to last week, the winner, the final boss won the Danny Phantom skin. That's what he wanted. It was technically within the range of $15, so that's what he got. Congratulations. I think we'll do another giveaway for Christmas, guys. And that's separate from my 500 subscriber giveaway for reaching that milestone. But thank you, guys. I cannot thank you enough for your support behind my channel, believing in my channel. And ultimately, when I start making money off of being a Fortnite affiliate at 1,000 subscribers, guys, that's just going to allow me and enable me to be able to pour more back into my channel, getting better equipment, getting that box I need for another mic. I mean, I do have another mic technically, but we have nothing. What I run through Clipchamp, Microsoft, I know. Ugh. And y'all play some of y'all play Xbox, guys. Ugh. I'm half joking, but Clipchamp will not allow me to plug in. I could technically get another mic plugged in, but Clipchamp will only run one mic at a time without this specific box that I have to get. So any support, by hitting that subscribe button, you are ultimately saying, hey, I want to support you. And every subscriber counts, man. Every subscriber counts. But for the podcast, guys, like I said, we have a little bit of a grab bag, meaning we're going to be answering just some questions on the fly. Won't stay too long on none of the questions or topics. As I get prepared for the next week's podcast, it's going to be a more singular, linear podcast episode. But since I'm not gonna say we threw this one together because we're gonna answer some questions that I want to hear answers from you guys too. I really do. I want to hear some answers. I have yet to receive too much feedback from my podcast. When I say, "Hey, I want to hear from you guys," I hear crickets. Speak back, guys. I see the views. Why aren't anybody saying anything? But anyways, we will start with. I feel like I said this, I've asked this in a previous episode, but we're just gonna. I think y'all already know this too. What games are we playing right now, and what do we plan to play in the near future? Right now, we on that Fortnite kick, man. We on the Fortnite kick. We are not going. That's not going to change anytime soon. I don't think for the foreseeable future. No, we're going to be playing Fortnite, man. It's fun. We win. Well, I'm telling you, we don't sit on all day and play. I know it looks like my YouTube channel, we drop in every day. It looks like we literally play around the clock. We don't. At most, we play 2 or 3 hours a day. At most. That's what I'm saying. There's some days.
I don't even think we can say 2 to 3 hours. We play 2 or 3 matches.
Matches. Yeah, so that's like.
That's an hour.
That's an hour. Guys, we play Fortnite about an hour. Sometimes when I get on with like Whiskey Cloud or if I collaborate, I might play a couple hours, but no more than that, guys. I've never played Fortnite for 4 hours in a row. I don't think. Maybe not even 3.5. It's too stressful. I mean, it's a high stress, high stakes game. What else am I playing? I'm gonna be live streaming. I've been live streaming NBA 2K26. I'm a basketball fan. Yes. Besides skateboarding, it is my favorite sport. Been live streaming it. Been having fun on the live streams. Been getting some views too, man. Appreciate you guys. The ones that do view. And if you're not subscribed, man, and you're watching my content, please just do me that kindness and subscribe, man. It's free. It's simple. It helps me. Also playing Oblivion Remastered. There's so much to do in Oblivion. Next live stream I do on Oblivion, I am gonna run it about 3 or 4 hours because I'm in the Shivering Isles. Lots to do in that. I have finally met the leader, the ruler, the Prince of Madness, and that they did a good job remastering it, but I met him. I did an hour live stream last time. I got several views. I was like 27 views. I say several because that's pretty good for a live stream on YouTube, especially for a 1 hour live stream. Yeah, I would expect 27 views off something a little longer, but nonetheless, my next live stream for Oblivion Remastered will be longer. That's what we're currently playing. I play a little bit of Gran Turismo. I've slowed down a lot because we are pushing Fortnite content out so hard that I'm able to do it damn near every day right now. We're actually, as of the recording of this, we are a week ahead in videos of episodes and shorts. But what are we going to play next? Man, I've heard Arc Raiders is a really good game. I may break down and buy it. I have to look at the storage, how many gigs it is. I want to say it's upwards of close to 100 gigs. I don't have a whole lot of gigs to play with. I do have a terabyte hard drive in the back of my PlayStation that I could backlog something to play it. I know a lot of people that play it. I've seen even gameplay on YouTube, man. It looks super fun. So if something to plan to play next, maybe Arc Raiders. But if it's one of the games where, like, unlike Fortnite, you can literally hop. You can take a break, hop back on, start winning a bunch. There's no progress lost. You might lose on some of the rewards if you sit out for a while in a season, but you can hop in and you're still at the same, place you left off. Unlike a lot of games, you kind of get left behind depending on the leveling system, and there's multiple factors at play with various games and genres. Another question, we've answered this before. I feel like the favorite game of all time and why. I mean, just because of how, how do you want to say this? Versatile, the collaborations, the gameplay, the whole package, the first down, the 9 yards plus one. Fortnite, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's PlayStation exclusives like the Uncharted series that I'll love forever, the God of War series that I'll love forever, the Infamous series that I'll love forever. There's something about Fortnite, man. It's free to play. I mean, you don't technically ever have to spend a dime. It's hard to beat. So right now, I mean, it's Fortnite. If you're not playing Fortnite, it's free to download. You can play it on your phone even. They've got it to where you can play on anything, anywhere, any time of day, and unless they're doing some updates and the game shut down. Another cool question. This is kind of off the wall, but what was the first game you ever remember playing? I'll let you start with that. What's the first game you ever remember playing?
Probably Super Mario. And
Super Mario.
Like Nintendo 64. I'm talking like the old school Atari.
Old school Atari, guys. Whoa, y'all remember that? That's back in the day, boys. Most of y'all don't even know what she's talking about, probably. Maybe. My demographic shows that most of my viewers are around our age, so I think the most would semi-know, or at least know about it. For me, I'm going to have to dig deep, man, because are we talking old school PC, like the big boob tube computers, or are we talking about PlayStation? If we're talking about when my parents had the boob tube computer, we had some educational games. There was also a Star Wars pod racing game. So like I said this on one of my previous podcasts too, but I can't forget it. It was a pod racing game. I had unlocked all the different pods, I guess you would call them. The things that you could race in. You race against like Sebulba and all the famous Star Wars characters. It was a very fun game. They even remastered it, guys. I think you can find it on the PlayStation Store. They remastered it. I've yet to play it again, but that was one of the first games. Another one that comes to mind. Y'all are gonna laugh at me for this, but it was yeah, they had put it out on PS1. Was Frogger, man. Frogger was a fun ass game for what it was. Yeah, Frogger was a fun ass game. When I think about it being real little, I was a little kid. Frogger was a go-to. Gran Turismo was pretty early too. Like they put out the first Gran Turismo came out on PS1, and I remember it, man. I had the disc. I want to say the first one even came with 2 discs. Gran Turismo has been a day one with Sony. Polyphony Digital. Shout out to them, man. Great game developers. I don't care what you say about them. I know everybody wants the arcade, real lifestyle gaming, but the physics and just the beauty of Gran Turismo is amazing. So yeah, there's an answer to that question. What game have you spent the most hours on? Okay, well, I know my wife's gonna say, if she was put a mic to her face, she would say Fortnite, and I would say currently that's true, but overall,
true for you.
I
don't think it's true for you.
I would say, honestly, hour-wise, probably Oblivion, guys. I spent a ton back when it came out on the PS3, when it was brands. Well, you gotta think, guys. Morrowind was the third Elder Scrolls, and it came out on Xbox because I think the first 2 were on PC. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think the first and second one were on console yet. The third one, Morrowind, came out on Xbox only and PC, I think. Yeah, PlayStation had yet to get. It was only PS2, and PS2 I don't think was capable of running such a game. For some reason, at that time, Xbox. That was the one time Xbox was, I guess, kind of ahead of Sony. Microsoft was kind of ahead of Sony. But once the PS3 dropped and Oblivion got released on PS3, I played the wheels off that thing. I mean, the wheels off that thing. I know, right? The remaster version, I've got over 100 hours played into it, but the original PS3 version, and then you gotta think, I bought the PS4 version and then ended up selling it during my alcoholism days. Got it as a gift and started got it as a gift from my wife. Started playing it again, but I had the game on three different occasions. That's the only game I've ever bought either bought or had been bought for me 3 times. That's the most out of any game The first time PS3, I ran through all of the I did everything you could do in the game. Then they came out with the downloadable content, ran through that. So like, I've put the most hours in on Oblivion. Skyrim would come in as a close second. Put a lot of time in on it. The Elder Scrolls games are amazing. I don't care what anybody says. The people that hate the Elder Scrolls games, and I would even say the Fallout series, are just people that don't like freedom. Honestly, they don't like freedom in a game. And really, I'd say most people don't like true freedom in real life too. They want a set of rules. They want regulations and a moral compass to be given to them instead of learning it on their own. Well, that's for another episode. Probably it for my mental health section, my playlist. Let's see. Describe a particularly memorable or frustrating moment you've had in a game. That's cool because I can go good or I can go bad with this. I'm going to go most memorable. And this is because this happened. Because a lot of times I can't remember what happened 5 minutes ago. And sometimes I have trouble with long-term memory. But I do have decent long-term memory. Decent. Considering everything I've been through. But I remember it was a few 2Ks ago. I'm talking about NBA 2K. Me and my brother were playing 2v2s in the park. And it had been after COVID. Maybe pre-COVID? No, after COVID. I don't know. It would no earlier than 2019. 2K 2019. Maybe it might have been in the 20s. I don't remember. But anyways, to get to a very memorable part and why it's so memorable, and it comes to mind pretty easily. We were playing a 2v2 pickup game, and these guys, it's make it or take it. So like when you play the 3v3s in the park, it's not make it take it. So if the other team scores a point, points. Excuse me, my stomach hurts. The ball turned over, and it was the other player's ball or the other team's ball. Well, in 2v2s, it was make it. It still is make it take it on 2v2. We were down, 2-19. We were saying through the mic, we didn't know if they could hear us or not. I know we were in me and my brother were in a PlayStation chat. I don't know if we were heard, but I think we were because we told him, I said, if you give us the ball one more time, you'll not win the game. We come back from a 2-19. Now, you got to think these games play to 21. All they had to do was hit one more shot. We end up getting the ball. I forget exactly how, but the memory of coming back and playing the game down from 2, it was almost like LeBron James in 2016 in the finals against Golden State. 1-3. Come back 2-19, came back and won the game. And they were playing. They were playing hard. We played a little harder. That was very memorable. Another memorable thing that got brushed over, man, the Infamous series, guys. That was such a fun series, especially the original one, because it was so new to. Because there was another game that rivaled it that was on both PlayStation and Xbox at the time. It was called, I want to say it was called Prototype, but correct me if I'm wrong. It was a guy that was able to fly around, he was like an anti-hero in a sense. I think he was called Prototype. I swear I think it was called Prototype. But it was very similar. I know what it was, game developers were trying to copy a Sony exclusive, and they didn't do damn near as good a job as Infamous. The OG, they made like 2 or 3 Infamous games, but the original Infamous, so it was premised on this guy getting shocked. It didn't kill him. It gave him like superpowers to harness electricity. So, I mean, and you would level up. So there was like a leveling up system in like the fact that there was a storyline. There was a storyline and it was linear, but there were side things to do. And as you progress through the game and your guy got better, I forgot the guy's name because you were a protagonist. You were a protagonist. It's been so long since I played it, guys. But as you progressed, you were able to ride across power lines. You eventually, later in the game, you were able to use static electricity to hover. You were able to suck electricity from electrical things that were electrical to absorb health. You were able to shoot lightning bolts at first, and then they turn into lightning balls to super crazy things. Being able to shoot yourself up to come back down and annihilate your enemies. It was an open world game, semi-linear storyline. It was really brushed over and kind of forgotten about, really. Next question, do you prefer to play alone or with others? Well, if you see on my YouTube channel currently, I like playing with other people. And preferably, and I'm going to tell you this, guys, those who love to play Fortnite, find a friend group. So say you ain't got nobody else that plays Fortnite. The people that you do find that are chill and cool, add them as a friend and play with them only. Because when you get into squads and you don't know these bimbos from Jack, John, Jill, Dick, or Harry, you're going to run into some toxic people. I'm just going to put that out there. That's the truth, whether you believe it or not. I'm sure some of you have experienced it. People getting mad at you because you're dropping. Dropping happens in Fortnite. In any gameplay, not performing optimally. That's where other teammates have to carry, some extra weight. I do like playing with others, but I have my friend group. I will say that. And I don't mind playing with new people, but if they throw my vibe off, I'm going to cut you off real quick. Because I've got a system, especially on Fortnite, on how to win. I do not cheat. I consider myself a scavenger on the game. A lot of times there'll be mythic weapons, and I will pick them up off of dead bodies instead of going to the place where you have to fight a boss or something and pick them up. Yeah, but I do like playing alone. Like, you got to think the Elder Scrolls series, the Fallout series. These are one-player games, and I did enjoy them. Stuff like Silent Hill, Resident Evil, which that was co-op. That could be two-player, but a lot of Dead Space. I could go through a bunch of games. I'd have to sit here and look through a catalog of games because I've played so many, and now that I've gotten into a routine of playing 2 or 3 games, and a lot of them have been lost in the wisp of my memory. But I do like playing alone and with others. It's both for different reasons. Mainly with others, but if it's a game like Oblivion, like Skyrim, I don't mind playing alone. I like to escape in another world. That leads me to this next question. Good piggyback. Would you rather live in the world of a video game? And if so, which one? It's obvious, guys. Just one of the Elder Scrolls games. Probably Oblivion. Cyrodiil. I'd be running. I swear to God, I'd be running through the Oblivion gates with a bow or a sword and just whacking away at folks. All the Daedra and shit. I'd be, if you think of Skyrim, I'd be buying all the houses out, getting rich, glitching, duplicating money, man. Kind of like how I say if I had a superpower, I would want my superpower to be able to duplicate something over and over. Anything. I could do it to anything over and over and over. Money, even though the serial number wouldn't match, or my bank account, I could duplicate the numbers to make my bank account into millions and billions of dollars. I would want to live in the game of Skyrim. Plus, I like that kind of time frame, kind of medievalish time frame. That was when weapons were cool and the armor was cool, and the technology wasn't there. The technology that we have, we're so connected and so disconnected because of technology. I'd like to live in a world without technology, honestly. So I would escape into one of the Elder Scrolls games, probably Oblivion, which is in the province of Cyrodiil, for those that don't know. Okay, a couple other questions that we are going to cover, if your boy can find them. Excuse me. So, AI in games. Wow. So we already know there's a problem with AI. There's a lot of fake body counts. I've already spoken about the dead internet theory before, but AI is infiltrating games, even in not just gaming, but socials and streaming services. I think there's bots on YouTube that stir up bad comments. Look into the dead internet theory, guys. Google it. It's a Google away. AI is dangerous. I don't think we need to go any further than what we're doing. We're opening a Pandora's box, and once we open it far enough, guys, super intelligence, we're not going to be able to reverse it. And I'm not one of those conspiracy. My younger sister, she'll probably see this. Her and her husband, they're big conspiracy theorists. I'm not like them in the fact that I believe everything I hear. In fact, I'm super skeptical. Super. I am a super critical thinker, almost to a fault. But AI is getting out of hand. People are. I've even predicted 100 years from now, when we're all dead, AI will take over our Facebook, Instagram profiles, our TikTok profiles, and still be making videos of us because they have enough videos of us. They'll just recreate videos of us talking about different things, I believe, and it's going to get worse than that. There'll be people posing as real businesses and real companies and real content creators, and people will be paying these bots, which people will be behind. Don't get me wrong, and maybe even not go 200 years down into the future. Potentially bots will be making money. Potentially bots will have human rights. That's for another episode, but AI in games, CPU is obviously a thing. You do play against bots when you're playing against like NBA, like my career mode. You're playing against the computer, yes. But when we're talking about AI, like actual intelligence in games and just in real life, we don't need to go any further than we have, man. We've reached the pinnacle. If we go any further, it's going to bite us in the ass. Okay, next little bit of topic to talk about. Excuse me, man. I feel terrible today, and I still decided to do the podcast, guys, because O2 does the most. Man, esports. So esports, you're talking about online gaming and competitions. The rise of competitive gaming is booming like never before. Fortnite has tournaments all the time. 2K has tournaments that pop up on my PlayStation on occasion when the tournaments pop up. And to me, man, the competition is stiffer than a oak 2x4. I didn't say pine because pine is a soft wood. I have cut trees all my life. But the esports, it makes gaming not fun, honestly. It actually puts stress on our bodies, and we know that stress is not good long term. And if somebody's video gaming all their life, they're going to, just gaming alone could pose health risks. That's crazy to think about. What once used to be an actual decent and semi-healthy escape mechanism, coping mechanism, will continue to turn into something that causes health problems, just like obesity, just like smoking, just like doing drugs, just like just a sedentary lifestyle. Gaming is putting stress on people, especially the competitive era that we're in, where money's on the line. People are, we'll back it away from the games. They got DraftKings. They've got all these FanDuel. They got all these apps where you're gambling, you're betting, all that fantasy shit, like fantasy football. When I first met my wife, she was into fantasy football, and I was like, growing up, I knew about it, and I always said to myself, guys, don't hate me and unsubscribe because I say this. This is my opinion, and everybody, I think, has a right and entitled to their opinion, no matter what it is. I always thought fantasy football was for like the freaks. I really did. Like, it was for the freaks. It was for people that like lived not only with their parents, but in the basement people in the yellow dingy FTL draws. That's fruit of the loom for y'all who don't know. But gambling has got out of hand. I think there's some gamers that even gamble on their games. Real talk. You can do it in 2K. Ante Up. I don't go there. I've walked in there one time, but Ante Up is where you can go. They range from like 100 VC, I think, all the way to like 5 or 10,000 VC. That's a lot of currency. And what you do, you have to be able to have the VC on hand to put up for the game. Both teams put money in the pot. So basically, say we'll go on the higher end, say it's or mid-range, a 5,000 VC game. So you're playing 3v3. Everybody puts $5,000 in the pot. $5,000 in the pot. You play. Whoever wins takes the cake. So whether A lot of people, and I'm going to touch on this before we get off to microtransactions. Whoever wins, the other team lost out on that VC, whether they earned it or what we're going to end with microtransactions. A lot of people, so you'll buy like 2K, a new 2K comes out. We got 2K26 right now for NBA. You buy the game for what, $100 something bucks? It ranges. They've got like three or four different, what would you call them? Options. Deluxe edition. You've got the standard edition. Then you've got like a champion edition. Well, you already spent between $100 to $150, $60. Then every month there's basically like Fortnite, a battle pass, $20 every month, plus what you already spent on the game, plus any VC you want to add to make multiple builds. So you have a center, a point guard, a forward, you know what I mean? Like you end up spending. So like on a game, you end up spending like you start out spending $70 to $150. You get done with the game. By the time you're done with the game and the next one comes out, especially the repeatable games like the sports games, you come out spending like $500, $600, $700 on a game. What? And that's the thing. A lot of people are going digital. GameStop is going to go out of. I think it's going to go out of business by 2030. That's my prediction, guys. Y'all can come back to this episode and see if I'm right, or I will, at least. Digital, you don't even technically own. You're buying a license to be able to play the game, not to own it. So we have to realize where we're going in the gaming community. We're going a little too far, man. We're owning less and not having as much fun. I think we're having the illusion that we're having more fun, but are we, guys? Or are we getting more stressed out? Do you have anything to add to it? That is our podcast for the day. We actually ran longer than I thought we would, but hey, nonetheless, it was a fun little talk to cover a few questions and topics. Next week's episode will be a more focused, singular topic that we will dive deep into. It's going to be a good one, so stay tuned. But thank you for joining this one. If you made it this far, be sure to drop a like. And if you're not subscribed, smash that subscribe button. And hey, answer some of the questions that I answered. What do you think? What do you think about AI? What do you think about microtransactions? What do you think about the competitive part of gaming? I'd love to hear from you guys. Appreciate you for watching. You guys already know that O2 does the most, guys. I will see you guys in the next podcast. Over and out. Let's go.